This is the MiG-23MLA, and it's basically an MLD with only one slight difference. The MiG-23MLA doesn't have the leading edge slats that the MLD has. This makes it to where the MLA has slightly better energy retention than the MLD, but the trade-off is you don't pull as much AOA. In my opinion, the difference is pretty negligible. Like, the way you're going to play it in ARB is going to be exactly the same. I guess it kind of come down to preference then, and if you're wondering which one I would prefer, I honestly think I'd take the MLD with the leading edge slats and the more AOA over the MLA. Just because that slight extra turn is kind of nice to have, but I reiterate, the difference is relatively negligible in most scenarios. Like, I have yet to get into a situation where I would think like, damn, I really wish I had the MLD right now, or vice versa. Other than the leading edge slats, I don't think there are any major differences between the MLD and the MLA in-game, if there are any at all. So instead of repeating myself by saying all the same things I said in my MLD video that came out not long ago, I'll link that below by the way, I'm pretty much just gonna hop into some gameplay. Oh yeah, one more thing before I get into the gameplay though. In that MLD video, I only used the R24R because that was kind of my whole purpose for playing the MLD again when I was playing it. But every single game I played while getting footage for this video, I was using the R24T. Now the R24T is one of the best IR missiles in the game. If you fire these at somebody from side or rear aspect, there is a very high chance it will get the kill. Especially if it's something like an F-14 where they already have a hard time flaring things. These things are fairly flare resistant. Plus these things have some incredible range as well. Anyway, about that gameplay. All of the footage I got before taking this exact recording right now was super stuttery. There was a whole bunch of frame skips, so I elected to completely throw all of it out and I went and played a bunch of more games to get more footage. Unfortunately, I didn't get any like super crazy spectacular games for the video, but I don't really care. Those don't really happen often anyway, so I'll just give you what I got. This is one of those games where the majority of players are in F5C, so you can kind of bank on them not paying attention. Normally, I would have been a little more careful with the launch, but it looks like he's kind of focused on my teammate. Shot off that R24T, another F5C right in front of me, another R24T, and that's going to be 2 kills right off the bat. First guy only got a crit, but he does go down in a second. After both of those F5Cs are dealt with, and F8U2 is right in front of me, so all I gotta do is shoot off from R60, and that's gonna be number 3. There are a couple of F14s up, and really they are the biggest threats to me and my team, but it doesn't even really matter if they're not paying attention to you. F14 looks pretty focused on my teammate in the A10, and he actually looks like he's following him. Take a pretty aggressive launch on the R60, actually almost front aspect, but since it's an F14, it glows so hot, that's going to track him no problem. A couple F5Cs and an F14 down to my right, so I'm going to head over there and try and pick up a couple more kills. I do need to be mindful because there is an F5C behind me as well, but he's far enough back to where if he fires a missile, that's literally no problem. So I sets in this F14, but my teammate in the Su-22 sends off a missile and takes him out. And now there's just a bunch of F5Cs left, one of which is actually pretty close, and I gotta stay out of his guns. Shouldn't be too hard though, the MiG-23MLA still turns extremely tight, and eventually in a raid fight will absolutely win versus an F5C. But I'm really not trying to take a raid fight because that would leave me slow, and there are still several other people up, so really I'm just gonna take a couple turns and then make sure he's slow enough to where I can pull away. At this point I'm comfortable enough, so I start heading towards the 4 other F5Cs who are up, and now I'm hoping they're distracted enough to where I can just shoot off my remaining 2 R60s. Unfortunately on this pass, no one is presenting themselves as an easy target for my R60s, but this F5 does cross in front of my guns. Take some poorly placed shots, but it doesn't matter because my teammate took him out anyway. And now looking back, I realize my teammate is an A1H, and he killed an F5C in his A1H. I expect nothing less from F5C players, Lamau. I'm sure most of you have noticed already, but if you're going against entire teams of F5Cs, normally it's not too difficult. Anyway, R60 off on this F5C in front of me. He's either out of flares or doesn't know I shot a missile at him, so that's another easy kill. And now it's time to put my nose back down. Luckily, an F5C is slow and at the top of a loop right in front of me, so fire off another R60, and that's another kill. If you're going to take away anything from this match specifically, it's that it really doesn't take that much skill to get high kill games in top tier. Every single one of these kills, I simply pushed a button and they were dead. 6 missiles, 6 kills. Okay, this is also a 6 kill game, but it's actually a little bit more entertaining. I actually get to fully extend the wings and actually utilize this plane's maneuverability. And typically I find it a lot more fun when I'm actually able to do that. Anyway, this game's starting off as most games do in this plane, firing off an R24T at an F5C. That's going to result in 1 kill. Fire off another one at the second F5C, but right as I shot, he flared, so it went straight for his flare and not him. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Even though he flared my R24 and is aware of my presence, I guess he wasn't expecting me to turn around and follow him. Get close enough to fire an R60, shoot it off, and that's going to result in another kill. In the position I'm in right now, I feel like there's opponents in literally every direction, and I guess I feel like that because they kind of are. As I'm swiveling my head around trying to figure out where everybody is and what I'm gonna do, that F4E fires a missile at me and actually came very close to killing me. I think he assumed it was going to because he peeled off, and that gives me some time to put my nose down at this F5C and fire it off an R60, which will result in another kill. Now I've got to figure out where everybody else is at. However, as I'm kind of gathering my thoughts, I look down to my left and notice an F5C who is committing bomb run. He's got some speed, but I am a MiG-23 after all, so he's not going to catch me whatsoever. He fires off an AIM-9E, and I flare way too much, wasting a lot of my flares. But I've still got plenty left, so it's no big deal. And since this Viggen and another F5C are nearby, I can't commit to a dogfight, obviously, this F5C. So I'm kind of just gonna fly straight, gather my thoughts, figure out what I'm gonna do here. The F5C that was flying next to the Viggen looks like he chooses me as a target. The Viggen, however, pulled off the other way to head towards my other teammates. I still didn't really want to take 2v1 with the F5Cs, and my teammates are way over there, so I figured I should probably help them out over just trying to take my own fight. And of course, I'm much faster than the F5C, so neither of those guys are going to catch me. Looks like I got an F-14 right in front of me, so he's going to be the one to go for. After all, he is the best plane. As I get closer, I'm still trying to keep an eye on the F5Cs behind me, and the Viggen to my right, and the F4E above me. The F-14 looks like he doesn't want any part of this fight, so he's kind of just flying away. Ultimately, I'm not going to follow that because there's no point. I'd just be chasing him and letting my team die. But it looks like the F4E stopped pursuing my teammate in the F5 and comes after me instead. You saw him shoot a missile at me, but that was quite an ambitious launch and that wasn't going to hit. Viggen also shot a missile at me, but on this specific day, I am an awareness haver. And now I'm 2v1 against this F4E and this Viggen. Luckily, this thing has a swing wing, and you can extend them all the way out, and you can just kind of do whatever you want against these two planes. Firing off at R60 at the F4E, he's going to flare that off, unfortunately. And now I just got to make sure this Viggen doesn't pull in on me. Remember that F-14? Well, he's back with missiles, and he is shooting them at my teammate. Luckily, that's not going for me because there's a pretty strong chance I wasn't going to notice that, and subsequently a pretty strong chance that I would have died. So I'm just going to keep turning, keep doing loops until this Phantom and this Viggen are slow. F-14 flies right by me. I kind of lost track of him for a second and freaked out, but we're all good. F-4E is going to end up right in front of me. He's focused on my teammate now, getting R60 off, and I'm finally going to kill him. The F-14 is apparently doing some classic boom and zooming, so now I'm left to deal with this Viggen by himself, which is awesome for me, because that F-14, if he actually, utilized a swing wing and just held his elevator key, he would have killed me eventually. Anyway, Viggen is in front of me now, and I'm going to try and kill him with my guns, but as you all know, my aim has been subpar lately, so that's why it probably looks like I'm being pretty careful with my shot placement. And as you see, I still whiff the shots. Once again, another pretty easy shot that I don't hit, but I'm still right behind him, so this is a non-issue. He's going to roll around, trying to stay out of my guns, hit one singular bullet on the tip of his wing, and I get a hit. Whatever though, I don't want to get in front of him, so I'm just going to start turning again. Now the F5C is here, and they can be a little pesky, so I am a little weary. I am in an MLA though, so I can just hold my pitch up key forever, and eventually I will be killing both of these guys. Unless, of course, that F-14 comes back. The Viggen is now extremely slow, and there's pretty much nothing he's going to be able to do about this. Loop over on top of him one more time, and then my teammate decides he wants to kill instead, so he shoots him down. Unfortunate, but whatever. Now I gotta deal with both the F5C and the F-14, because he's back again. Now it's getting pretty late in the game, and I don't have much fuel left, so I do have to be mindful of that. Unfortunately, this is a game where I decided to take 20 minutes instead of 30 minutes, because lately I've kind of been flip-flopping between the two. Anyway, F-14 is now behind us. He's gonna shoot off a missile. I'm gonna flare that off, no problem. He goes straight back up, which is kind of unfortunate for me, because I don't have any missiles left, and I am pretty low on speed. Take some really dumb long-range shots. There's like basically no chance of those hitting, especially with this gun and my aim. He's just gonna fly away, and I'm not gonna catch him, and if I do chase, I'll run out of fuel, so I'm gonna try and help out my teammate over here. The F5C is kinda sorta flying towards me. It looks like I'm gonna be able to line up a shot. Set one up. Take a shot, that's a crit, and he's gonna die. Now, all that's left is the F-14, but I don't have the fuel to chase him around, so I start heading back towards my base. Looking around to make sure he's not nearby, and then, oh wait. I hear a Vulcan. There he is. He's going pretty fast. He's going to overshoot me, so I'm going to try and just stay out of his guns until he's in front of me. He pulls off to the left, which is unfortunate. If he continued straight, yeah, I probably could have hit the shot, but he doesn't. And based on the way this guy's played so far this match, I'm assuming he's just going to fly away again, so that's plenty of opportunity for me to fly back to my airfield to get more fuel. Eventually, I'm back up in the air, and I spot a missile trail way out in front of me. Found the F-14. Saw him far enough away to where I had plenty of time to go 90 degrees in chaff, so it's not an issue. And then he's just gonna fly straight. I assume he's going for my teammate. I guess he's just forgot about me. But I've got R-24, so all I gotta do is look in his general direction and click, and that'll take him out of the game. And also, it really helps when they just don't pay attention to you whatsoever. But as I and many others have said before, top tier is basically just you shooting missiles at people who aren't paying attention to you. That's how you get your kills like 90% of the time. But whether we like it or not, that's the direction this game is heading, especially with the announcement of rank 8. Oh boy. Alright, I know this video probably wasn't super necessary, especially since I made an MLD video like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but with the announcement of rank 8 and the potential for a bunch of new like future fighters to be added, I'm trying to play all of the like current top tier jets, all the ones I haven't played yet at least, and the MLA was just kind of one of them. Up next is the EJ Kai and maybe one of the British Phantoms, and maybe I'll do another J7E video because I want to play that some more before this new update comes. Alright, which MiG-23 do you prefer, the MLA or the MLD? Let me know. Alright, that's it from me today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.